I feel that very through much of the game that Paris Saint-Germain was the more dominant, involving, winning the midfield, getting attacking chances between the two teams in the first half. PSG got that goal by Marquinhos in the 15th minute. Their captain came back from injury at Munich. He scores the goal. The captain, the motivator, the heart and soul of the team, Marquinhos. This is a captain moment to begin all of the collection of PSG goals against Manchester City. We had the goal against Manchester City. Manchester City may have won the first leg, but Mbappe and Neymar by UEFA were not allowed to try. Why did Mbappe have no shots on goal? So I think that Mbappe was just keeping the tie close or whatever, because you got to keep the TV ready so PSG can't be up 2-3 against Manchester City. And PSG, and mind you, I had to go to work, so I did not see the second half of the game. You'll have to tell me how the second half of the game is. What I have to say is that Pochettino was very conservative in the second half. Now, did he bottle it or whatever? I don't know. I don't think so, because Pochettino was trying to limit the amount of away goals, and he didn't do that this game. It could have easily been 1-1. You could have given Pochettino credit that he can go out attack to win the leg on away goals if you score two, and just in case you allow two against Manchester City. And PSG is sort of organizing and combat like Italian teams, as all French teams are usually are. And so you'll sit back and you'll hit a lot on the counter. And Pochettino tried to do this. I think PSG are given more chances if they are to simply win the tie on away goals. PSG is going to try to keep Manchester City from reaching 2 goals, and all PSG need to do is to get Neymar and Mbappe more involved. When you're sitting back for 90 minutes, you're allowing them possession, shots on target. You're not really trying to counterattack. Now, that is playing into the sit back and hit him on the counter. It's not parking the bus. It's just sitting back a little bit and having guys still wide out, being able to be ready to hit on the counter. That's what PSG do. It's quite simply, if you're not trying to be conservative and trying to prevent the away goals, well, this is the moment you have to score 3 goals to outscore Manchester City to win the tie on away goal advantage. You have Mbappe, he was the easiest guy who can do it. You can do so against Barcelona with, I think it's a brace and 4-1, maybe an hat trick. I don't know. I think it was. Brace was against Argentina. Yeah, he had he did have the brace against Bayern. I know he did have the hat trick against Bayern. And in both of those away ties, they scored 3 goals. And so I think that's all players need to do. And I think Neymar is going to have a brilliant 85th goal of his career with Paris Saint-Germain. If Neymar doesn't score against Metz, I think it is, that they're playing the French league, then Neymar is going to have his moment. I believe that Neymar is going to put the tie to rest. I think Mbappe kicks it off, and then Neymar finishes it. Neymar gets that clutch Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo moment. And Kylian Mbappe gets the needed brace to outscore Manchester City. But it's never over after 90 minutes, even when they're ahead against Manchester City, because Manchester City, you're going to get a lot of shots on goal. But you know what? They didn't get that killer clinch the goal. That was a sick run by Foden at the end of the game, a young English player. I think that's good that Manchester City have a good youngster. I think if people accuse them of being such a sugar oil raggy club, well, they have a good youth system, and they have Foden. They signed John Stones. They try to have domestic signings with English signings like Raheem Sterling. So that's what I really like about how Manchester City wins their club, is that they try to get the top-notch talent across the country, trying to go after Jack Grealish, example of Aston Villa, though they're very firm on keeping hold on him as far as I can tell. This is what Paris need to do, and they will get the job done. And In the next segment, I'm going to talk about what we need, the founding principles of freedom founded in America, carried on to Europe. And it all began with the French Revolution. Well, I believe that Vive France, that we need a French Revolution against the owners of the game. We're trying to commercialize it. We're trying to steal it from the fans. It's time we go out to prevent this sort of influence. We need a timely solution to it. And I should probably stay and say what I think about Real Madrid and Chelsea. It's an interesting storyline aspect to it when you have Eden Hazard being a former Chelsea player, and is he going to get his moment to try to be the guy to carry Real Madrid to the Champions League title? I think that's a very compelling storyline. Would this be the moment for Eden Hazard to win the Ballon d'Or if he were to win the Champions League and to come back and win the Belgium to win Belgium the World Cup? And my view on this is that Florentino Perez has not a good outlook for UEFA, and this is Nasser El Khelafi. I think Agnelli's a fool that he allows PSG to up and us for influence over UEFA. Al Khelafi's now the head of the European Club Association. He's the head of the European Club Association, and he is he owns beIN Sports, and beIN Sports has a TV contract with Paris Saint-Germain, with the Qatar Sports Investments, I should say, is who has the TV contracts, the rights to UEFA, and so I believe that that's really a good influence on PSG. And what is Juve doing? That they succumb to UEFA, and now they lose influence in UEFA, and they lose trust in UEFA. I think that down the line, after Ronaldo leaves, that this is some serious concerns facing the club, and John Elkann needs to do something quickly. His parents was a Margherita Agnelli, and she was married to a man of French Jewish and Irish, Italian, French Jewish and Italian Jewish ethnicity. And they're a minority population of that in France and Italy, and so he handles the money aspect and the finances. He manages the parent company of Juventus Exor. He was born in New York City, trades in the Wall Street. So we'll have to see what he has to say if Andrea Agnelli is going to continue, if Juventus are going to try to make amends. And I feel that Ronaldo will ultimately be staying another year, that clubs really can't afford really expensive transfers. But that's a big question. Well, this is why Lionel Messi's deal's free, right? You're losing money from the coronavirus, but it's like, what are we sacrificing in Barcelona? And all eyes on Barcelona after that. If they decide to go ahead with the Super League and try to form it with clubs, well, for the sake of the game, I will not be revealing any ideas for Florentino Perez and Andrea Agnelli to basically take UEFA, the European Cup, and the Champions League away from us, from playing in countries across Europe. The tradition of the game, the diversity of visiting different places, stimulating other local economies. This is why we need to keep UEFA. We need the fan travel, the stimulating of the bar owners, the shops, when the people go to the towns as tourists to experience life. These are great European values that we need to preserve, and this is keeping the honest and integrity and merit and sporting side of the game. And maybe we need to do the same in America. I don't know, but I do really like that aspect of European football. Now, there is no salary cap too, which is ironic that they don't try to cap UEFA having salary caps, right? They'll bring the money in, succumb to the player demands, the big contracts, right? UEFA is the lesser of two evil. Well, that's what UEFA is. But you know what? PSG is on UEFA's side, and they're the good guys. And ultimately, Messi's going to be, he's going to come from Mbappe. Losing to Mbappe again with Barcelona, losing him to Argentina in the World Cup. I mean, Mbappe's got the upper hand of Messi. And in my view, I think we will see Mbappe against Messi. How far would that happen? But if PSG make it next year, I got PSG against Messi. So you probably won't be facing Neymar next year, though. But we'll probably see some aspect of that when Mbappe wins the Champions League and Lionel Messi tries to upend him in Champions League titles. He goes to Man City. And he is upset with the direction that the club is going to. And so I feel that the referees will do Florentino Perez the wrong way. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to tell us that it ain't right. But it's a pretty interesting element when you add the prospect of a dramatic Eden Hazard return. Wow. I mean, you get full of ideas if he does win the Champions League. Now, Thomas Tuchel, he used to coach PSG. He can go up against PSG in the final. I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. And I feel that with Ligue 1 and what they did, preventing, playing games from the coronavirus, I think they're going to reward them their fair play in a really good way. And I think that Paris Saint-Germain is going to run up Mbappe's transfer price. Maybe they keep him for a couple years while Real Madrid are trying to recover from financial losses, trying to recoup some money back when fans are allowed to return in the stands. So I think ultimately it may be a couple of years or so until they do get Kylian Mbappe. Is Madrid always going to be a club of golden boys who win the Champions League, or are there going to be some failures in between? Like there was, right after Zidane retired, and it was such a long time without going deep in the Champions League. That is a real element to the cycles that clubs face, is their ability to replace stars. And others are having a bad finances, and they're not able to keep the project on. That's what hurts some teams. Is Frank still on the chat? Is he has anything that has to? Did he leave? I'm sorry, I didn't look at the chat. I'm just saying what I'm thinking about that. But this is a very clear element that we need to happen, and I just feel that Mbappe's been the best player of this tournament. We've seen Mbappe's moment against Barcelona. Then we've seen Mbappe's moment against Bayern in the 68th minute, that clutch goal. He did kick off the comeback in the second leg for Monaco against Man City. I think he can do the same. In fact, I know he'll do the same. He will have his moment at Manchester. That is to be guaranteed. Sometimes you just have to ride with the hot hand in the tournament. But one thing that is beautiful to see is the resilience of PSG. And in a way, France does successfully win trophies with good pragmatic approach. And they do this with the Euro, with the World Cup twice. That they play really defensively. They did with the Champs in the World Cup, and they've had great defense when they won their titles. And so that element is to be admired for that game. And no wonder why. Even though Juventus always beats the French teams, happened one time, didn't happen one time against Lyon. It's a rare chance, but some of the games they keep them pretty close. So even against Lyon in the group stage of the year that they made the Champions League final, they faced off against Lyon. Lyon and Porto were two teams that we've already faced in recent years. Weird enough, under Allegri, and the UEFA likes us to have these teams to play, and maybe they need an occasional upset. I don't know if this is the preserve Ronaldo's body. I mean, you can go on and on and on about the world of football right now, but what you're seeing right now is a Ronaldo Messi answer to Mbappe. And with Man City, part of the chapter that they're involved in is the later aspect once Messi does win his Champions League with Man City. So Messi will have his moment. He will be He will be winning the game. He will be. And Mbappe on a 5-day, I really like him to advance the Champions League final. Get on a Mbappe. He is going to go through. This guy is king. This guy is 22 years of age. 22 years of age. Mbappe is going to master his career with the Champions League and the World Cup. It's like, whoa. He's trying to go after Ronaldo's records, and Ronaldo's keeping on playing. It's like this game is going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. But Paris, well done. You will get it done again. And this Farmers League is not so much of a Farmers League. The pundits will talk about that. How good is Ligue 1? This is a 3-team title race. Monaco, Lille, Paris. 3 teams. La Liga in Ligue 1 are like the best leagues this year. These teams have fight. What is it about France and Spain? Maybe just in some leagues, maybe this really hurt La Liga. Since they don't have the means of revenue to cover up for large spending, like other clubs do at the top. Some clubs are well run, and others get themselves in huge amounts of debt. PSG is going to go through. And I have shown some elements of, gematria traps. I mean, I've shown you it with City this year. That City's got gematria 21, that this is the 2021 Champions League final, but I'm just interpreting that as a time in which, you think you're going to win the Champions League in the year 21, but Messi, the Messiah, has got gematria 21. Maybe you need Messi to win the Champions League. Lionel Messi, that's Messiah, by the way. And so, Lionel Messi, Man City cannot make the final until Lionel Messi joins them. That's all I have to say about that. As a matter of fact, Lionel has gematria 31. I predicted that game to be 3-1 in the next leg. It's, what is it? Lionel's got gematria 31. It's all rigged, by the way. It's all a joke. I mean, Manchester City's joke. 64th goal. A lucky bounce. The goalkeeper. And Man City has got gematria of 31. And now you overdo it, and you need good money management is the key. You should be winning with the gematria. You will join, man. Which club is Messi going to be a part of? Which club is Messi going to be a part of? That's a simple question that I have. I just like to know. Neymar can have the killer goal, his 85th PSG goal. Neymar's going to come through. Okay, you got to run the individual players. Their storyline is 85th PSG goal in his career against Man City. I don't think he's going to score against Metz. I think it is on Saturday. Dude, what a joke. They got lucky. They got lucky in the second half, man. I mean, Mauricio Pochettino wasn't aggressive enough, but with the away goal advantage, that is when he will get aggressive. So I feel that he will get the away goal advantage and allow Kylian Mbappe opportunities, and you are going to win. The City, I don't know why people are blaming on the keeper. He was anticipating that the player was going to get a shot on the ball. So, of course, he wasn't going to be over near the goalpost. He didn't think he was going to have a lucky bounce. And maybe they needed their score to end 2-1. But, UEFA helped Man City win this leg. I mean, if that ever was true, they used some magnet or whatever to make it bounce. But it was a 64th minute goal. Manchester City has gematria 64. 15th minute goal, PSG gematria 15. The captain makes his return from injury against Bayern. No, man. Okay. It's good entertainment. It's good show, honestly, man. That's what it is. It's all fake, man. It's a Kylian Mbappe. Come on, he's the best player. But people are drawing to Manchester City. I have no clue why. PSG have made it to a final. PSG have made it to a final, man. They beat the defending holders of the Champions League. Bayern Munich, for crying out loud. In the fucking snow. Man, they did it. They know how to win away. And this is the toughest club that they will face, other than Manchester United this year. So Man City, I feel that PSG were unlucky. Dude, it's the first leg. How about the tie? The tie, but the leg, right? Just the leg. But do you have the bottle? The bottle. It's the bottle. It's Mbappe. Hello, Kylian Mbappe. Some people need to see that, hey, some things are not meant to happen right at this particular time. And for Manchester City, Pep Guardiola needs a great messiah to help him win the Champions League. And so Manchester City and Real Madrid would be an interesting and corrupted final, but Kylian Mbappe is the man to make the difference. Maybe the elite will just say that, well, PSG should win it in 2022. Maybe if PSG did win in 2022, maybe they would be making it look a little bit too obvious. So you have a convenient time such as the year 21 when you have major clubs losing a lot of money. And these clubs are sitting there looking for a way to make it back really cheap, really quickly. Well, if you're on the side of TV contracts and UEFA and not joining the Super League, then look, and they defeat the defending champions of the competition. This is and Mbappe's the leading knockout scorer, so this is the year of Paris. You just have to go with the hot hand. Paris will score 3 goals like they did the other 2 times away from home in the knockouts. That's what's going to happen. This is how we're tying football into the script of Mbappe. Hello, it isn't about Hazard. This guy is not going to do anything until the Euros. So maybe Kylian Mbappe can win. I think this will benefit Ronaldo and Messi. Is that Ronaldo and Messi are motivated to the core if Kylian Mbappe is the Ballon d'Or. This guy is seen as a threat. Ronaldo take the spotlight. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? All you have is negative, whatever. Go put out your gematria on the Champions League final, What kind of engagement do we have with the code? I mean, I'm showing it right here. Mbappe in Istanbul. It's both. You can mean it in different interpretations. You can use the old style name and you can use the present name. It's like, what are you on about that? Mbappe in Istanbul, look, it's Chelsea. Florentino Perez is not winning anything. The fans are winning. The fans are upset. Fans want to stay engaged with UEFA. They don't want UEFA to continue to blow it with the Super League. And these Super League organizers are still running the clubs. So the fans are angry about them. You're not going to have Florentino Perez and company destroy the Champions League. In Europe, I believe in social democracy, and I believe that we will win. That the French Revolution is the key. Oh, yes, the French Revolution. This is where we need to talk about. This is a whole segment on this match that you have for the Champions League, and I'm glad to provide it right here as we go on to the next leg. And as far as the NBA goes, it is so boring, man. I mean, it's not exciting until the playoffs begin. It's just like, sorry, maybe until LeBron comes back from injury, I'll be interested in the NBA again. But regular season is just so boring. I have to think of a way to make the regular season interesting, or if the playoffs should happen throughout a whole season, or just some other things like the NBA should do, make it more interesting with all the diversity of talent that it has. So the regular season, the standings, not changing things. They might need to change that. I think they get more fan engagement. And so at least for the Champions League, this is where we might need an expanded knockout competition. The group stages is just so boring that if you make it single elimination, you can be eliminated at any time without having time to make up for it for 6 matches. It's all about money. You protect big clubs. You protect early season struggles. And I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy. And gematria is truth if you see all of the right interpretations with gematria and everything that lines up in day-to-day life. Just have to be open to it and just not be so narrow-minded. It's not even about being perfect in predictions. It's about making them, interpreting them, and then concluding with them. That's all that matters. You derived ultimately the right gematria answer. You do. It all comes with the interpretive stage. Mbappe's 26. Mbappe can beat Chelsea. Juventus can end the Champions League drought 26 years later in Ronaldo's final year of his contract. Nobody will be able to afford Cristiano Ronaldo this year. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to stay and win the Champions League for the country of Italy in this recovering, suffering epicenter. And their fans, the first stadium with fans back from COVID because they're still playing in closed doors. And so they're not completely full. It's not going to happen until next year. It's going to happen in 2022. But we need a French Revolution. We need to overthrow this aristocracy of the owners that want to take the game away from the fans. With the Super League, they could take the games to Asia, to America, to take regular season games away from America. Oh, you bet I have. You bet I have. I make 20 grand with this stuff. Yeah, I have no problem with that. What happened to Barcelona? They were the biggest embarrassment of the league this year. They're not even a contender. At least the Juventus tie was a very entertaining affair for the fans of world football. We gave them extra time. We gave them entertainment. That's all that counts, even when we don't achieve our ultimate objective. Now, don't underestimate Cristiano Ronaldo, the killer. He's going to stay. He's going to win. This guy's the charging bull. This guy will make it count all the way until the end. This guy is the greatest footballer ever before the World Cup. I mean, before Messi takes over, and he's like, yeah, we're going to share the torch or whatever. Because Messi's like a teammate or whatnot. Messi just has a whole unselfish element that puts him over the edge with Cristiano and his ego side that it really haunts him in a way that affects the way of his teammates. And so Messi's going to win the World Cup. Belgium going to win. And now that's an interesting thing. The next element to this may be the Ballon d'Or, but I got Kylian Mbappe.